Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm Kat. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are starting a brand new farm with my good friend Elsa. I'm really excited to get going, so let's just hop straight into this thing. On Monday the 1st of spring, we sprang forth from our beds and were prepared to start our new lives on Mojito Farm. I immediately headed outside to begin clearing the land. However, I abruptly stopped what I was doing to run to my friend's cabin and laugh at her struggle to move her bed to prime speed running position.
Can't pick up my cat. I don't understand. I'm trying to pick up my bed. Oh god, I did it. Okay. Starting to...
Once her bed was placed efficiently enough to her liking, we used the mighty power of teamwork to clear a nice area to start our farm. We decided to plant only 15 parsnips in order to not trigger any crows. We will be using these parsnips for food in the mines. In true try-hard fashion, we planned and divided the valley's responsibilities equally. I am responsible for maintaining the farm, foraging, cooking, and friendship, while also responsible for fishing, mining, monster obliterating, and crafting. For the remainder of the day, Elsa scoured Pelican Town for its residents, attempting to meet all of the townsfolk on day 1.
Alright, I'm gonna try hard at what I usually do, which is get all of the people in the first day, if I can find my way out, which I apparently can't. Oh, I did it, Cat. No, yes, I've met all the people. Oh, yes, no, I've found my way out.
I made and placed our second chest and then headed into town, making sure to talk to Caroline in hopes of befriending her for her tea sapling recipe. I donated our first artifact and spent the rest of the day foraging, rummaging through trash, gathering fiber, and forcing conversation upon anybody I came across. We spent a little too long debating whether Sebastian smokes or vapes.
I think he smokes. Doesn't it glow in the dark? But it's like a warm firelight. I don't think he vapes. He motorcycles.
Ended up concluding that it's regular smoking and then headed back home. While waiting for Elsa to come back from her adventures, I rearranged my house a bit and then hopped into bed, celebrating a successful first spring day with a nice sleep. At the start of day 2, Elsa critiqued my bed placement.
How are we gonna reach the bed if we're about to die?
I finished placing furniture down and then began watering the plants while Elsa and I discussed the plan of the day. She headed back to the beach, rummaging through garbage on her way, and reminded me that I needed to merge our funds. I headed to Lewis straight away to make sure I merged the funds before I forgot, meeting quite a few residents on my way. I then headed to the beach, received my fishing rod from our friendly neighborhood Willie, and caught my first fish. Big surprise, it was a sunfish. While Elsa was fishing at the mountain lake, I made sure to make my rounds in the town, talking with Caroline and all the other workout girls, stopping to admire the kitchen titties before leaving Pierre's and returning to our farm. For the remainder of the day, she worked on her fishing skill and I foraged in cinder sap until it was time to return home for the night. That night, I received my first level up in foraging. We woke up on day 3 to beautiful rainy weather. I immediately headed to Cindersap to begin the tree capitation, while Elsa headed to buy a better fishing rod from Willie. After I burned through my energy in cinder sap, I headed up to the mountain to continue my foraging loop and continued my way through town, stopping to talk to my ex-husband's look-alike. I grabbed all of the beach forage before heading back to the farm to empty my pockets. Once I had room, I headed back to Cindersap to grab all of the crap I had thrown on the floor earlier because littering is the work of garbage humans, and then headed up to grab all of the non-fishy bounty Elsa stowed away in her fishing chest, bringing what I could home before hopping into bed after another successful day. On day 4, it was another sunny day and the spirits were very happy. Elsa marched straight to the mountain lake for a day of fishing and I ran outside to water our parsnips. Afterward, I headed to the museum to donate our second artifact while foraging along the way. I went into Pierre's to talk to my best green-haired friend, forced myself to talk with Pierre, and then headed to the mountain lake to continue my foraging, taking a leek outside of Linus's tent. I mean, I foraged a leek, like the root vegetable. Yeah, you guys get it. I continued my way to Cindersap Forest, where I once again did a forage loop and a bunch of tree capitation until I had used all of my energy for the day. I headed back up to our farm to empty my pockets, and then I crafted our first spring seeds of the playthrough in preparation for executing the tea sapling strat. After a long day's hard work, I hopped into bed, ready for day 5. That night, I earned level 2 in foraging. Day 5 started out positively when the spirits were in very good humor for our first mining day, so I ran outside to collect my parsnips to use as food in the mines before replanting the seeds. It was raining, so I didn't have to do any watering. Because it was raining, Elsa went to the river to fish for catfish while I headed straight for the mountain to make progress descending floors in the mines. After getting the cutscene with Marlin and receiving my sword, I plopped down my mine chest, dropped off the extra food, and headed down to floor 1. I made it to floor 4 relatively quickly before my camera's battery had died and I had to change that out. On floor 5, I experienced insane lag that froze everything on my screen, expecting to be disconnected. However, I never disconnected, so I'm not sure what happened there. As I was making my way down, the spirits slowly offered me goodies. I collected an amethyst and an earth crystal. I made it to floor 18, stopping right next to the ladder when I decided to eat food for energy, accidentally selecting the ladder and ascending back up instead of eating. Needless to say, I was very disappointed in myself and had to start over at floor 15. I tried to make it back down to floor 20 before the night was over. Ultimately passing out on floor 18 when 2 a.m. hit. Not the way I expected day 5 to go. The spirits, I'm sure, were laughing at me. I imagine them sneering like Flotsam and Jetsam from The Little Mermaid.
Poor child. Poor sweet child. She has a very serious problem. If only there was something we could do.
That night, I reached level 1 in both farming and mining. On day 6, I woke up feeling slightly defeated but still hopeful. The spirits were once again in a very happy mood, so I watered the parsnips, put down our first scarecrow, and then because it was Saturday, I began my forage loop. While I was doing forge things, Elsa headed to the mines to make more progress and hopefully gather some resources. I found some daffodils outside of the CC, gifted Caroline, and talked with the rest of her family. I rummaged through garbage on my way to Cindersap. Having no luck with forage, I headed to check the bus stop. There, I found a leek, 2 dandelions, and a daffodil. I then headed back to the farm to plant and water our spring seeds. I spent the rest of my energy clearing up space on the farm and collecting some much-needed wood. After I was low on energy, I ran to the mountain to help Elsa empty her fishing chest, stopping to turn Linus's fire back on because Elsa judged me for turning it off.
Have you shut off his campfire? That's so rude to me. So rude.
With pockets full of fish, we headed back to the farm once again. I crafted, planted, and watered more spring seeds and put the ancient seed that Elsa found in the mines in my pocket so that I can get the recipe from the museum in the morning. We went to bed, receiving our first bit of gold in this playthrough, 4,355 from Elsa's fishing. We woke up on day 7, exhilarated from getting our first ancient seeds so early on. I went outside to water our crops before stopping by the cart lady on my way to the museum. The cart lady had absolutely nothing we needed, so I went back to the farm and the mines to get more museum donations before making my way to visit Gunther. Elsa reminded me that it was Lewis's birthday today, and I made the really dumb decision not to gift him, thinking I could just work on his friendship in year 2. After this recording, we decided to make it a 100 days style playthrough, and I wholeheartedly regretted not gifting him. I made it to the museum, donating enough items to get our first reward, cauliflower seeds, as well as grabbing the ancient seed recipe. After the museum, I stopped by Pierre's to buy the seeds we needed for the season, making sure to visit Caroline at her favorite tree before heading back towards the farm. The bus stop had a crap ton of forage, so I filled my pockets with what I had room for before heading back to put some work in on the farm. I moved the scarecrow and hoed some fresh soil, and then planted and watered the new seeds with Elsa's help. I made a bunch of fertilizer and added it to the new crops in hopes of getting high quality parsnips for the CC and high quality cauliflowers in preparation for the summer luau. After getting all of our seeds planted, watered, and fertilized, we headed to bed, completing our first full week on Mojito Farm. Before starting day 8, we took a much needed stretch break. I made sure to use my time wisely and reapplied my lipstick, jamming to the Stardew soundtrack while waiting for Elsa to come back. With the spirits in good humor, we headed out of the house for the day. Elsa went to begin her day with fishing, and I began the long and tedious task of watering our crops. I finished off farming for the day by planting some rice shoots by the river before heading off to gift and talk to Caroline, getting us our first heart with her, and then headed to Cindersap for tree chopping. We are determined to unlock the tide pools this week, so we needed to stock up on wood. I refueled with some chubs and then chopped until I couldn't chop anymore. I headed back to the farm to empty my pockets and hopped into bed after another grueling day in the valley. That night, I reached level 3 foraging. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this co-op experience. Look forward to our next video. It'll be quite a bit longer. I'm not going to be editing it with a voiceover like I did for this one. This was just because of an OBS issue where it didn't want to record my mic. So please look forward to the next episode, and if you liked, please hit that like button and subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you guys next time. Bye guys.